News station.
While winter begins and many hit the road for the Christmas holiday, the Highway Patrol releases some somber statistics. Thanks for choosing KRTV on this Friday. I'm Tim McGonigal. Katie Stuckey is off for the weekend. Well, winter officially kicked off early this morning, and by this afternoon, we're really beginning to see a change. Storm Tracker meteorologist Mike Rollins joins us first at 5:30. Mike, what will travelers face if heading out tonight?
Well, Tim, we've got a little bit of light snow that's coming down in our northern counties, and that's going to be a concern mainly later this evening up north, not in Great Falls. Check out live Storm Tracker Doppler radar right now. Across the state, we've got some snow over the Rockies, western Montana, and also up here along Highway 2 between Cut Bank and Havre. I've been tracking the snow that's just starting to develop here, and it's really going to begin to develop over the next couple of hours as this very frigid air moves in. Mostly cloudy at 7 o'clock in Great Falls, 21. Temperatures drop fast this evening. We've got that Arctic cold front moving through. We're into the teens later tonight with a couple of flurries possible. We'll look ahead to more opportunities for snow this weekend in my complete forecast.
Thanks, Mike. We are now learning what 2012 has looked like on our roadways. The Montana Highway Patrol has released discouraging statistics about highway crashes and fatalities. MTN's Katie Harris breaks down the numbers.
Montana Highway Patrol says this year they responded to a growing number of fatal car crashes. The number of fatal crashes occurring during the day has increased by 27%. Last year, there were 84 deaths that happened during daylight hours. This year, that number jumped to 107 deaths.
They get tired, fatigued, they're not paying attention. The next thing you know, they're either falling asleep or, they're distracted within the vehicle and drift off, and then they overcorrect.
The number of fatal crashes on secondary highways like this increased by over 255%.
In 2011, there were 9 fatal car crashes on secondary highways. This year, that number jumped to an alarming 32 deaths.
A lot of those highways, there's not a lot of room for error. If you're off the road, you're off the road, and trying to correct and get the vehicle back under control is difficult.
There is one common factor that ties both of these increases in fatal car crashes together. It's the seat belt.
When the time comes that you really do need that protective device, it's not available to you, and it's too late to put it on because things are happening so quickly. And next thing you know, people are being ejected out, or they're getting tossed around inside the vehicles.
The number of fatal motorcycle crashes increased by almost 43% this year. In Butte, I'm Katie Harris for MTN News.
Canadian utility regulators have given the MontanaAlberta Highline the go-ahead. MATL is now just months away from completion. The 300-megawatt transmission line will connect the power grid in Canada to the grid in Montana, with a line running from Lethbridge to Great Falls. In Montana, the structural work is all finished, and crews will now be stringing the final conductors.
We did. Very excited about AUC, the Alberta Utilities Commission, just issued their final decision to let us know that the final design is fully approved. We had been waiting on final approval of things like structure heights and specific pole locations on some particular parcels in Alberta. We've got final approval, and we have construction crews actually mobilizing that direction right now.
James says MATL should be finished within the first 2 quarters of next year. The Rimrock Wind Project near Cut Bank will be producing the energy for the line. James says the project will stabilize the power grids in both Montana and Alberta. An 18-year-old Great Falls man will spend a decade in prison on child pornography charges. Joshua Paul Jordan was sentenced in federal court in Great Falls Thursday. In November of last year, he was part of an investigation by the Montana Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. A Madison County Sheriff's Office deputy made contact online with Jordan, communicating by chat messages, and during one session, Jordan distributed 4 images of child pornography from his computer to the undercover deputy. Beginning 6 months earlier, a Lewistown police investigation turned up computers and equipment belonging to Jordan containing child pornography. Upon his release from prison, Jordan will be under 15 years supervision. And police say it will be at least a week and a half before they know more about 3 dead dogs discovered in a Great Falls neighborhood. Sergeant Brian Slavic says samples from the animals have been sent to Minneapolis for analysis. The dogs were found in the 1800 block of 5th Avenue North Wednesday morning. The initial appearance of the animals did not seem suspicious, but police are looking into claims that they may have been poisoned. Neighbors told us they believe the dogs may have eaten contaminated meat. One resident says he heard a man with a dislike of the dogs bragging about it beforehand. If you've ever wanted to meet Jack Sparrow, here's your chance. The Montana Association of Paranormal Studies will use their expertise to help area children in need tomorrow. MAPS is hosting an event at the Lobby Bar, giving residents a tour of the reportedly haunted business. And Danny Lopez, one of the most well-known Johnny Depp impersonators and a part-time Great Falls resident, will also be in attendance. To take the tour, you're simply asked to donate a toy or cash for Toys for Tots. Organizers say the price is worth the paranormal experiences.
The lobby is just very interesting because every time you go there, there's always something new. My daughter just got scratched when we went there just to kind of tour and see what we had to do to get set up for safe for people. My daughter got scratched in the back.
During the event, a trailer for Lopez's new movie Geist will be playing. In that movie, directed by a local resident, it focuses on paranormal events. Well, thanks to the help of a local group, the Great Falls Fire Department has revived a holiday program to help families in need. KRTV's Claire Anderson followed firefighters and their families as they took part in Paul's Holiday Wish.
Not only is it good for the community, but it's a feel-good for the firefighters to give back.
Paul's Holiday Wish was a program developed in memory of fallen Great Falls firefighter Paul Erickson, who enjoyed giving back to the community. The funding for the program last year became scarce and the fire department wasn't able to help out.
So when we couldn't do it last year, it was pretty tough. So we were brainstorming of ways to do fundraising so we could raise $3,000 more a year to do this.
But with a generous donation from the Great Falls Sunshine Group, the program has been re-established.
When they heard about that, how we helped 15 families in the community, that's where they dedicated their money to.
Not only is this program led by the firefighters, but their families get involved too. And it's the children who are most excited about helping others.
Well, I'm glad that I got to give them some toys and have them have a nice Christmas.
15 different families in Great Falls are nominated to receive a helping hand, and the firefighters and their families are in charge of buying presents to meet the needs of the receiving families.
And we assigned one firefighter per family. You know, they're out here shopping with their families, and if they're going over, they're throwing in their own money to make sure these families get a Christmas that everyone else gets.
In the holiday spirit, parents and kids make their way through the store with $150 for each family, and even the little kids helping out know how special this is for others.
They seem to get excitement from that and understanding that they're not receiving these toys, they're giving them to someone else.
The future for Paul's Holiday Wish program is looking bright, and with more fundraising efforts, they hope that they can extend their efforts to more families in need.
If our fundraising efforts get better and we could do the middle schools and the high schools in the future, we would love to be able to do that as well.
In Great Falls, Claire Anderson, MTN News.
Firefighters will be delivering the presents tomorrow. And the Salvation Army has been busy with their annual Christmas distribution. The distribution began Wednesday. Families that came through received a bag with toys for their kids' wish list. Meat and food cards were also given out. More than 500 families will be assisted. That's an increase over last year, but volunteers say the overall donations are down.
It's been rather slow. This year we had 76 tags that were not taken and about as many that were floating around out there that never came back. Toys for Tots helps us with those. If they don't get toys, Toys for Tots has given us toys and we fill their toy wish as best we can. If they didn't get their tag taken, then we have to try to match by their age because we don't always have the toy they asked for.
The Salvation Army says donations are welcome up until Christmas. Well, today marks the first day of winter, but fall brought us some interesting weather. The last 3 months were marked by warmer than average temperatures and above normal amounts of rain and snow. There's been almost an inch more rain than normal, and temperatures have been an average of 5 degrees warmer. Because of 2 large snow events, we've seen some above normal precipitation totals since October, but remain below the seasonal average for rain and snow totals. Looking forward, the Weather Service is expecting things to change.
It's the first day of winter, and even though the days are getting longer, we're still going to be experiencing long nights with low sun intensity, and so the cold that we have continues to strengthen for the next couple of months here.
The Weather Service expects western Montana to see some increased chances of snow this winter season. As far as temperatures go, they're looking at periods of colder weather for the eastern parts of the state. All right, and we're expecting some cold weather here in the next few days.
Yes, expecting some very frigid air to move in. In fact, it's already cold up in northern Montana where the cold front has already moved through. The front just moved through Great Falls just about 39 minutes ago, and we're starting to see some temperatures dropping around here. It's 41 in Great Falls, It is 0 in Calgary. Guess where that air is headed? Right toward us. Your complete forecast is next when the 5:30 news continues.